Well, it's the toughest job in the world, especially for us stay-at-home dads. Sammy, how do you think you'd go if Snez brought home the bacon and you just kicked it with the kiddies?
To be honest, Case, I'd love it. I absolutely love kids. I can't wait to start looking after Eve and, of course, having more children, and I say bring it on.
Tiff, you've done a little bit of this. How'd you go?
I loved it, and it is tough, but I think when you're ready for it, it's not that hard, and it's actually so much fun.
Well, you can both thank me later. I caught up with an expert and got the scoop on staying sane as a stay-at-home dad. We talk a lot about stay-at-home mums. They're superhuman, but with more and more dads staying at home to look after the kids, I needed to find out how they do it and how they stay sane. Dr. Tim Sharp is a psychologist and founder of the Happiness Institute.
Being a parent can be both one of the most wonderful and most terrifying jobs in the world. It can be incredibly rewarding, but also incredibly challenging and difficult. We put a lot of pressure on ourselves to be great parents, but it's not something we're necessarily trained to do. We don't get any opportunities to learn how to be a parent, so we're often thrown in the deep end pretty quickly. I think the challenges are a bit different for stay-at-home dads compared to stay-at-home mums, only because there aren't as many of them around. It's still not necessarily as common in our culture. I think things are changing, and certainly there are more now than there would have been in previous generations. But because there aren't as many, and because there aren't as many opportunities for stay-at-home dads to network, to form other groups, or to meet other stay-at-home dads, it can be a bit more isolating, and that can be problematic. If I were to give some tips to stay-at-home dads, I'd say, firstly, remember to do it your way. There's no perfect way to be a dad or any sort of parent, and we've got to do it in our own style. I'd also say, don't feel like you have to do it all on your own. There are other dads out there, there are support networks, and the more we connect and integrate and socialise with other people, the easier it can become. And if you are in a relationship, don't ignore that relationship. Remember to foster it and develop that, because that'll go towards making you a happier person, and if you're a happier person, you'll be a happier, better dad.
Come over here for a cuddle. You're just going to eat the pencil. So what are you going to do? Can you say hello? Hello.
Personally, I'm a big fan of scheduling. I'm a big fan of being organised. So I think as much as we can set up routines that will be helpful for us and for our children and for our families more generally, that can be really, really useful. But what we also need to remember is that kids aren't always predictable. Things will change. So we do need to be prepared, and we want to take opportunities to be spontaneous and take advantage of whatever seems to be happening at that present moment. Being a parent, particularly being a stay-at-home parent, can be particularly challenging. In fact, it can be pretty full on at times. So we all need a bit of a break. So if you can, or where you can, try and schedule those breaks into your day, into your week. Because if you can refresh, if you can rejuvenate, then you'll be able to come back and do the job much better.
Join us on the path to better health. Sign up to Blackmores and get the latest on health and wellbeing straight to your inbox. Join today at blackmores.com.au.